Welcome to the Howell Business Beat, where we explore the dynamic world of entrepreneurship, innovation, and success stories, bringing you the latest insights, updates, and strategies to thrive in today's competitive business landscape. We interview industry leaders and explore the trends shaping the future of commerce. Our guest today is Andrea Dahline, Director of Operations of Crosswinds Aviation and Howell Chamber Board Chair. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you so much for having me, Janelle and Diane.
Yep. We also have Diane Samples joining us, who is our co-host on our show and joining in on our conversation today. So welcome, everybody.
Thanks.
We're excited to be here.
Super excited. Yeah.
Well, Andrea, we would love to start our show today just learning a little bit more about you. What is Crosswinds Aviation, and how did you end up as the Director of Operations of a flight school?
Yeah, so long story, but so I'm co-owners of Crosswinds Aviation with my husband, Matt Dahline. Started it in 2011, and really was enamored by aviation in our late 20s. We started just flying as a hobby, and we were in the corporate world. We had graduated from MSU. We had other careers and started flying and loved it. So we did that for many years, and basically from there, we ended up purchasing a plane in 2005 because at that time, the avionics in planes became really like computers, and my husband was in IT, and so he was like, a computer is in a plane, this is so exciting. So we purchased a plane in 2005 and put it on the flight line at Livingston County Airport, and that was basically the same year as my daughter Amelia was born. So the plane, Tutu Yankee and Amelia, were basically born in the same year, which was pretty exciting. So, and she is considered now the queen mother of the fleet, because she was our first aircraft in the fleet, and so pretty exciting to have her still in the fleet. So we were just helping the existing company, Livingston Flight, helping them with their business, and we were still having our corporate jobs, and then the opportunity came up in 2011 to actually purchase the business, and at the time it was myself, and then we hired one flight instructor and one plane. So we kind of have built it and grown it from there, but kind of crazy that it's gone from one plane, one instructor, to now we have 31 planes and about 30 instructors and 4 locations. So
I was going to say, you're located all over.
So we've grown quite a bit. And, a lot of that is, because of a lot of the things that we've done early on. We were very centered on wanting to be involved in the community, wanting to start high school programming, wanting to basically learn to train the next generation of pilots. So we were really seeing that there would be a pilot shortage, and we were wanting to really be the ones to help young pilots become airline pilots or corporate pilots or get in the aviation industry.
So that's fantastic. And I think that's kind of leads us into the next point of conversation today, that your growth has been just amazing. And I'm sure when you probably took over in 2011 or took this on in 2011, you probably, did you anticipate this level of growth? And, how did that happen?
We knew that we wanted to scale the business, and we wanted to grow it. We weren't exactly sure what that would look like or what that would entail. And I think a lot of that stemmed from leaning on a lot of people in the community and reaching out to people in the community. Some of our clients, like Peter Bowen was one of our first clients that wanted to rent our aircraft. He was involved in Howell Rotary, so he got me involved in Howell Rotary. And then I met a whole bunch of people in Howell Rotary that then, of course, they were like, well, you have to, be involved in the chamber, because the chamber is a great catalyst for business. They have great offerings. They can help you with a lot of things and introduce you to a lot of amazing industry leaders that can help you with your business. So we were meeting with a lot of people. We were networking. We were starting to see that being involved in the community created an opening for us to learn and grow more quickly than we probably would have done if we just kind of put our head down and tried to do it ourselves. So having a lot of mentors and coaches along the way really helped us be able to see the vision for what we are today more quickly than I think we could have on our own.
Yeah. So you talk a little bit about your mentors and kind of some different things that you learned along the way. Is there anything specific that you wanted to touch on as it relates to those items?
I think a lot of it was, taking on some risk and really trying out different things that might work for us. Being involved in different events in the community, being sponsors for different events. Even in the beginning when it was just a very low sponsorship, we were able to then be at those events like Balloon Fest or Howell Melon Fest and be out in the community talking to people, sharing our service with individuals, educating the public. A lot of people didn't even realize there was an airport just a couple miles down the road from them in Livingston County. And so just educating people about the opportunity and the possibilities that exist in aviation really kind of helped us then launch us to the next level and helped us get into the schools. We have high school programming. We now have collegiate programming with Eastern Michigan University. And that's where we see the largest growth happen, is because with the pilot shortage that is now occurring, the industry is a very lucrative career for a lot of young people. And though we also train hobbyists and adult learners, our primary focus has shifted to the young adult, young learners, because we think that that's a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic opportunity, and it's an amazing career path, truly. And I think that that's definitely a very noble cause. And I love that that's part of your mission, is to focus on that career pathway and educating people and understanding what that looks like, and that it's within reach. It's totally attainable, and it's an amazing thing to have this right here in Livingston County. And now you've expanded into many other portions of our region, which is also even more exciting, but also I think speaks to the demand.
Yeah, there's a huge demand and just great opportunity for those kids. And we really love to see the trajectory and the changing that happens when they go from first learning to fly, getting their first licensing, all the way to going to become certified flight instructors, having to, get in front of other people, teach them, and then also then go to the airlines and come back and visit us. And, that's really, we were just at a wedding out in Colorado for one of our, yes. And it was just so touching for us because we were a part of her story that really took her to the next level. Even her mom was just amazed by what a difference it made having her go through the program and the level of growth and change that she probably would have never really done if we didn't introduce it to her in high school.
I was going to say, I think that is the critical point right there, is that there are so many kids who look at flying. It seems like just this, like you said, this magical thing that is just out of reach. Like, oh, I can't fly. And you go in and you talk to them and they learn that this is something that's attainable. It's a reachable goal. And there's so many diverse options for them to go into as far as career path. There's so many ways to take that.
Yeah,
and
especially
really make a career out of it and a life out of it.
Yeah, especially for women. That's kind of one of my passions is I think currently it's maybe 8% of that are commercial pilots, women commercial pilots, and having CFIs or certified flight instructors that are women then creates an opportunity for those other girls to see, wow, I could actually do this, and empowers them to then be able to do a career that they didn't even think was really possible. And so it's exciting for me to kind of see that, and we really promote that as much as we can to have as many women, young women in their program and encourage them and help them reach their goals.
That's absolutely amazing. I love it. And, as a woman in aviation, I think I would love to hear a little bit about how that impacted you in this field, and how that impacted you maybe when you first started out, and kind of what advice you would have given your formal self, or maybe something that you would have done differently, or maybe even just challenges that it brought about.
I think in the beginning, when I first started flight training, what was really interesting was that you enter into a hangar and oftentimes those hangars are very dirty. It's not very inviting. So when Matt and I were working on what we wanted this business to be, we wanted to make sure we were breaking down barriers, that we were being more inviting to the community and inviting Girl Scout troops out and Boy Scout troops and really bringing people in from the community in to see what aviation has to offer. And then also just basically making sure that we had really good aircraft, like more modern aircraft, more exciting for younger people to fly. When they see some of our cool Diamond DA-20 composite planes, it just looks a lot cooler than some of those, like the older aircraft. Even though they're great, we wanted to have a different image. And so having that excitement and then having them get in those aircraft, it made it really exciting. And then also I learned a lot from, if I would tell my younger self, be a little bit tougher. It's hard because I think as a woman, and not all are like this, but I would take things very personal. And so learning to just know that it's just business, it's just an issue. When things come up, don't take it personally. There's always a solution. There are people out there doing things that are much more challenging than what we're doing in business, and they're able to solve problems. So it's learning to just take it in stride and really look at it's just an issue. It can be solved, and just be okay with that uncomfortableness in the beginning and just work through the issue. And then as I'm learning now to empower my team, is that they're coming to me with problems, and I'm always like, well, come with me with solutions, right? Like there's always going to be problems. I can help you problem solve, but let's work together to come up with solutions and come with some solutions, because sometimes there's things that I wouldn't even have known that would even exist, because they're coming up with solutions that are pretty fantastic. And so building a team of people that feel as though they can come with great options and great solutions really opens up my eyes to what's even possible.
They become leaders within their roles, and it's amazing to see that empowerment come to life and really see them take ownership of that. And I think from, your point of view, I know that attrition is a big thing, and so to making sure that you're providing that really unique environment, I do think that keeps people engaged for maybe a little bit longer than they would have been. When you allow them to take pride and ownership of that.
And I think that's huge, just giving them that green light to be creative and think outside of the box and know that if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, that's absolutely fantastic, because it's probably something that other people haven't thought of yet.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and then being open, I think a lot of it is just as I get older, I find myself not being as open and trying to really push myself to be more open to the possibilities that, a 20-year-old might come to me with something and I'm like, well, I've tried that before, but, now we're in a different time and maybe that'll work now, and trying to stay open and embracing what they have to offer and what they bring to the table is pretty important. So really working to continue that culture within our business.
And I'm glad you mentioned culture, because I was going to touch on that a little bit. So can you talk a little bit about your company culture and how that has really driven a lot of your growth in many ways?
Yeah, so one of the things that we did do, talking about coaches and help, is we implemented EOS, so the Entrepreneurial Operating System, which is a set of tools to help businesses grow and thrive. And we have an implementer that we work with, Kevin Sabaski, that has been invaluable to us and our growth. Really holds us accountable and meets with us quarterly to keep us on task and helping us with working on things like our core values. Early on, that was one of the most foundational things for culture, is having strong core values. We hire based on our core values. We fire based on our core values. That is what we always see is the foundation for our business, is moving strongly with our core values. And then also, working on the vision for the business, and then what our goals are each quarter, which we call rocks, and making sure that we're staying on task and on target of those rocks has really helped us make those big leaps to the growth that we've had.
So what are your core values?
So we are our core values.
Totally putting it on the spot here.
Authentic. So, we don't have a conversation in our back of our head. So we're authentic. We say what we mean, what we have on our mind, and we are being authentic with individuals. We are high throttle. So we adventurous and fun. So we love to work hard and we love to play hard. So we want to make sure that there's a balance there, that we're, making sure that we're after it.
I see that in everything. You are full throttle all the way.
Always.
So adventure and fun is a big part of that. We are also, I'm trying to think now. Why can't I think of it right now? Genuinely caring for others. So that's a big one. So we truly do care about our people. Our people are our business. It's not, a business doesn't exist without the people. And we genuinely care for our business, employees, and also our clients. So we're always moving in a way of care. And especially in aviation, we have to be careful of safety is a huge thing. And so we're always moving with that in mind, that we have to, take the best care of individuals. And power of positivity, it is very empowering to be around other people that are upbeat and are after it, and really see sometimes that the glass is half full and not half empty. And being around that can help when you're a little bit down to keep your energy up.
So could you tell us a little bit more about the power of positivity and how that's impactful in your business model?
So I think listening to our clients and making sure that we are understanding their concerns, and if they bring us an issue or anything that they're not happy with or they are happy with, to really make sure that we're listening to our clients and to our employees, and then also working with our employees when they have a mood issue or something like that, and helping shift people's moods to a more positive mind frame is really important. Even in flight training, a lot of our clients will get very frustrated in their flight training because it is very challenging, and having a positive mindset and really helping them to see that little challenge of landing a plane or something like that is just a tiny hurdle in the bigger picture, and that they need to just kind of keep moving through it. And so we feel that we're coaches in trying to help people move their mood and move their mindset into a more positive space, so that they can then be able to succeed and in overcoming those challenges.
Be resilient. And, that's interesting that you bring that up, because I think that's really impactful no matter what industry you're in. I'm sure more so in some than others.
Yes.
But we are also planning our event this fall. It's a women's leadership event, and it's based on kind of that mental health and resiliency and what we can do to build each other up, but also making sure that employers are aware of those mood shifts and how they can navigate that or provide support for individuals that may be navigating things, whether it be at work or in their personal lives, that are incredibly challenging.
Recognizing the opportunity, like you said, to be able to go in and kind of coach them through it, or provide them with the resources to help them through it, so that they can end up being successful and they can overcome those hurdles.
Yeah, that is great. I'm glad that we are doing the event in October, on October 11th. That's going to be a great event. 12th, sorry. So, October 12th is the Sparkle and Strive event. That it looks to be a very interesting event that I think even people that have been in the industry for a while can really learn, and a lot of leaders can learn from the speakers that are going to be there, and how to be even more impactful and help their clients and their employees in a challenging environment that we've had. And I think that's becoming more and more important, that we are listening to people's concerns and finding that work-life balance, and how can we be helpful in that space.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like you said, it's opening up that door to conversation, so that people realize that, these issues do exist, and there's ways to work through them, and together you can find solutions.
And I think that from a culture perspective, the younger generation or every generation are looking to want to be in an environment that they feel that they are worthy and that they are being listened to, and that there is a space for them to get help and to be in those conversations, because I think that it's more than just a job to most people. And if they feel like it's a family and a support system, then they're going to strive and do even better in their role.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So we've talked a lot about your growth, kind of where you're at today. So what are your plans moving forward?
So currently, we've had some challenges with maintenance, with aircraft, just keeping up with the maintenance, just because summertime is a very busy time, and we are flying very long days. And we've just recently hired a director of maintenance, so we're opening our own maintenance shop. We never thought we thought at some point we'd get to that level, but it's happened a lot quicker than we thought. So we are excited to have that. We will still use our outsourced maintenance, but now bringing that in-house will kind of help us take it to the next level and be able to design our schedule and support system a little bit better to be able to have more uptime of our aircraft. So I think that's going to help us in entirety. And then we're also starting a new high school program in the Lansing area. So we are starting again at the Lansing airport, and we will be doing an Eat and Reese high school program starting this fall. And they already have full with 30 kids, I think, in each section for a morning and an afternoon section. So we're excited to start in Lansing and kind of take it to the next level there. I think that there's a lot of exciting things happening in Lansing and a great opportunity for us there.
What age group do you start these programs in the high schools? Is it like the junior, senior year,
so
or is it
they're
earlier?
Career tech ed, so they're typically for juniors and seniors. Okay. Currently, a lot of our programming is full or have wait lists, so we are trying to allow more of the seniors to have an opportunity to be in the programs, but they are usually 16 or 17-year-olds that start. You have to be 16 to solo an aircraft and 17 to get your license. So, that's where we kind of start. Now, there are younger kids that you don't have to do the high school program. You can always come to us and with the younger student to kind of start them off. A lot of times a discovery flight is the first kind of flight lesson that a kid will do. And sometimes parents use that as an enticement that if you get good grades or if you're doing really well in certain things, that they might give them a flight here and there just to kind of keep their interest sparked for a while before they're kind of ready to take it all on.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
love
exciting.
It is very exciting. Well, Andrea, I think we've covered a lot of things today. Is there anything else that you can think of that we haven't touched on that you'd like to share? I know one thing I will mention is Andrew's like, what?
What is it?
Is that we are, I know that you mentioned Kevin Sabaski as your EOS implementer. So at the Chamber, we are looking to partner with Kevin and Andrea and Matt at Crosswinds to provide resources to businesses that may be looking to fast track their business growth or really, develop that leadership team that they may not have in place and kind of the steps in that and moving forward. So that is in development. And so we're excited to be working with you guys on that. And I didn't know if there's anything else that you might want to add.
I think a lot what Matt and I are looking to want to do is, as we've grown our business and learned along the way, there's a lot of things that we'd love to share with other new entrepreneurs or new business owners and be able to be in a space where we can help others and help build our community. I truly do believe that having a strong community and strong businesses makes a community strive and shine even more. And so I really love to be a part of the community and volunteer as much as I can, because I know that if I'm surrounded by a lot of strong businesses, that my business will be stronger from that. And our passion is helping others in any way we can, coaching and mentoring. And so being able to have that opportunity to do that in a business sense, we're pretty excited about. So we're excited to kind of take that next step with Kevin and the Chamber and see where that goes.
Awesome. Well, we're excited too. So more to come. Stay tuned for that. And maybe we'll have all three of you back on to talk a little bit about, when we're going to launch that officially and what to anticipate. But thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate everything you're doing in the community and everything you're doing to really educate and train our pilots of the future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
like
for
we've
having
left
me.
everyone with these cliffhangers these
Right?
past couple episodes.
That's always good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your entrepreneurial journey too. I mean, that's an incredible story to share, and it's thank you for enlightening us with that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right. Until next time.